And we should be live on YouTube now as well.
Hello, YouTube. Okay, yeah, it's a little delayed, so.
All right. Welcome, you guys. This is the Friday GM stream. Sorry for the delay. We had to get things set up. It's going to be a little bit different today. And today we are joined by Carbon. Do you guys want to say hi?
Hello,
Yo, what's up, everyone?
Andrej.
I'm Brando.
Yep.
Let's go.
Andrej, Brando. Awesome. All right. So before we get started with Carbon in general, let's just go over everything that's happening right now in CrossFire. There's a lot of really, really cool things going on. Celestine, if you wanted to take us through that.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So we still have the Anaconda Golden Dragon bonus event. This ends on December 1st. We have currently our Black Friday sale. This ends on Monday, on Cyber Monday. Then we have the EXP GP bonus play event. It's currently ongoing until Sunday. And we still have our Miss A photo op, and there were a few mix-ups with the dates, so we extended this event until December the 9th. So if you want to know how to submit the photo for the Miss A op event, just check out the form. I posted an example how you can do this. All right, and of course we had our CFS Invitational that we watched last Friday, and actually the whole weekend, and then maybe you can talk about this a little bit.
All right, so yeah, those are the events that we're having right now. I'm just spinning a few of the crates that are available in the black market.
You're spinning the flower power?
Yeah, why not? All right. So, the CFS Invitational. How was that for you guys? How was the experience in general? This is to both of you.
Yeah, Brenda, you want to go first?
Sure. I've never been in, none of us have ever gone to Brazil for an event. We've been to China. Tyler and I have been to South Korea for both CFS and WCG back in the day. But I've never been to an event where the crowd was so just welcoming and just they all wanted to see us and meet us and watch us play. And it was just a totally different feel to the event, I guess.
How was the language barrier? I mean, everybody there speaks Portuguese. I know that our office sent a couple of RGMs with you guys from the Brazilian team to show you around, be your guys' escorts. But how was the language barrier for you guys? Was it difficult?
It honestly wasn't even that bad. We used our phones for Google Translate, and then
Nice.
we would use
Yeah.
Wait. Okay, wait, no, go on. That was a second question after that. Go ahead.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's all
But yeah, even with all the other teams, even the Chinese, we talked to them through that and everything, and then the GMs actually helped us a lot because we were getting swarmed a lot, and
Oh, really?
sometimes we would just
So-
want to go to the bathroom.
You guys needed bodyguards instead.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome, but-
Sometimes we needed an escort service to go to the bathroom because
Escort
everyone just wanted to
service
take.
in
Yeah.
Brazil. All right,
Everyone wanted to take pictures with us, and they were just swarming us and everything.
that's awesome, man. That must have
Yeah,
been
it was so cool.
really, really cool to see that. I can only imagine.
I saw actually a lot of tweets and Facebook pictures and stuff, all hashtag GoCarbon, and lots of pictures with you guys.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
love
those-
us out there.
I'm surprised we had so many fans cheering us on during the event, because you go to a home territory like Brazil, you expect them to all cheer for Brazil. Where you go to China, you expect them all to cheer for China.
Exactly.
But
that's what I
there,
would-
we
would
had
have expected.
hundreds of people rooting for us and holding up "Go Carbon" signs in the audience, and
Yeah, it was insane.
especially in the finals against China, I felt like the whole entire crowd was rooting for us. It was pretty, I don't know, it was just awesome to hear it. And
No,
see
that's
it.
awesome. Yeah. So how was it though? How was the tournament itself? I mean, the flight must have been terrible, but getting there, did you guys have enough time to rest, to prepare? How did you guys do that while you were there at the CFS Invitational?
Oh yeah, I mean we flew in and we had like a whole day. Well, actually a whole 2 days to just like basically relax and like get used to. I mean it wasn't that big of a time difference. It was like maybe 4 hour time difference.
True.
So the jet lag wasn't that bad. But like they gave us like a whole day to rest as soon as we got there, and then the next day we had that nice tour. So it was like basically another resting day, before we go and play, get our minds right, and we had time to like do whatever we needed to do to prepare, for the next day to play.
Nice. Nice. So at least you guys had that little bit of time in between.
Oh yeah.
So how do you guys usually prepare yourselves for any major?
Well, I mean, the couple weeks leading up to like the actual thing, like we were practicing a lot, like 4 times a week, which is a lot for us because we can't really play every single day due to like work and
No,
stuff.
of course. It's a North
But-
American lifestyle.
Yeah, so we were like playing as much as we could, and then I want to say a week and a half before the event, all of us had to fly out to Texas because we had to get like our visa stuff settled.
I
And
heard
then-
about that.
Yeah, we had to like rush our visas so we can get them in time to go. So
No,
we had to
trust me,
fly
I
out
know.
directly to the consulate,
Right.
which was a little stressful, but we got it done. And then from there, like half of us flew back home, and half of us flew out to our sponsor's house to boot camp.
Nice.
And then from there, like people had work between those days, but with that, I would say we had 4 like days with our complete S5 boot camping in Texas together.
So tell us about that. Tell us about the whole boot camp experience. I mean, obviously your sponsor 3Sup flew you out to Texas so you guys can all practice together. How was that experience? Have you guys ever done anything like that before? Like a boot camp where all of you guys can just get together and play? Have you guys done that on your own?
We've never done that on our own before. This was like our first time. I think out of
As
any
a as
team
a full
I've
team,
done it.
as a full team with all 5 players there, we've never done this before.
Right.
I think Tyler said that when he was in Instinct, the team before
Yes.
before us, they flew out to China early as a team, and they like had a couple days there that they tried to play, but he said it wasn't that great, and like I don't know. Personally, Famous has flown out to my house, Jonathan,
Right.
Famous X, yeah, he's flown out to my house like for pretty much every event, so it's kind of like a boot camp, but it's only me and him. But
That's
like,
still pretty
as having like a full 5, we've never done that, and it actually is really helpful. It's
I
insane.
can imagine because you can
actually.
talk to each other
Oh, yeah.
while you're sitting there.
So much
actually
easier.
see what they see.
Exactly.
Go to their computer. Actually, like plan out the strats for each of the maps.
Yeah, it's so much easier to plan strategy and to keep everyone on the same page because when you're online and you're trying to practice, some people get carried away.
Well,
You
that's
get
exactly it.
your phone, yeah.
And you can't
Yeah.
actually see what they're seeing from their perspective. Like, I mean,
At least
so-
with us, like
Yeah.
when we go to practice, like we'll have all of us in one room, and like Famous and I are generally the people who are like, hey, this is what we're gonna do. Everyone just watch us, and we'll tell everyone what to do as far as like the strat wise. So we'll be going over it, and everyone will be watching, and then Andre's like disappeared, and we're like, oh, he's not in that room, and he's AFK texting on his phone, and then Fought will disappear, and then Tyler's gone, and then like people will come back at random times, so it's like people will miss like little bits and pieces, which is pretty like hilarious because like we always joke about it because we practice and then people just like AFK in the middle of practice, but
That's hilarious.
in real life, Andre is like looks at his phone and we yell at him and we're like, hey, pay attention, or like we can actually see what everyone's looking at, so there's like no people messing around. It's very
Serious.
it's way more productive and serious.
Oh, that's awesome. So tell us a little bit more about your sponsors. I mean, we can't have a broadcast without you guys mentioning 3Sup, but what is it about your sponsors? I've been around CrossFire for a bit, but I'm still really new to the competitive scene. So what is 3Sup like? What do they do? What are your sponsors? Who are your sponsors?
3Sup is like a fairly new like organization. They started out with like Call of Duty.
Okay, cool.
They were a Call of Duty org to start. They currently have Call of Duty. They have a CS:GO team. They have a League of Legends team, and then they have us for CrossFire.
Nice.
So they are fairly new, but at the moment they're sponsored by Scuff Gaming, which is primarily for the console, and then they're sponsored by G Fuel, which is Gamma Labs, which is kind of like an energy drink company. So they provide us with like energy drinks and stuff like that. So we always are like awake while we're at these events and stuff. And that's about it, like for now. But there's a lot coming soon in the future as far as like 3Sup, what we're going to be doing, who's going to be working with us, and that type of stuff.
Awesome. That actually sounds really cool. How does it feel to be sponsored like that, though? I mean, to have the attention from one specific organization backing you for what you want to do. Is it any different from how it was before when you weren't sponsored? I mean, obviously it is, but what are the major differences for that?
It helps us out play the game more and like not have to focus so much on other things like working all the time. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
like
true.
we all get paid a salary, and it definitely helps out for us to just focus. And the fact that we can boot camp and all this other stuff like that,
Right.
it totally helps out, like, because we're kind of on the same page. We want to win so we can help our organization grow, and our organization wants us to win so like we can grow as well. So it's just like a win-win. The
No,
better
that's
that we do, the more they grow, and then
And
the more they
better
help us out, the
competitive looks
better
in
work they
general.
do.
No,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
absolutely right.
Exactly.
Speaking of the visas that we had earlier, we mentioned it earlier, but I saw how Odib and a couple of the other GMs in the office were just running around like crazy. How was that for you guys? It must have been incredibly stressful.
It was definitely stressful, but
It wasn't
OD
that
like
bad.
really helped us through it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, but it was just like very last minutes. We're kind of
I
like,
know.
are we gonna get it in time? Are we not gonna get it? Are we actually gonna go, or are we not gonna go?
So,
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
like
So
it was
for
at
those
the
of you
point
guys,
where
Yeah.
I'll let you go and discuss
okay,
it.
yeah. For those of the viewers that are listening right now, if they're not familiar with the visa process, you need a visa to travel from the United States to Brazil, and you need a visa to travel from the United States to China. The issue was that because CFS Grand Finals and the Invitational were so close together, that it was really hard to get the visas for both, since when you apply for a visa, they need to take your passport physically, and you can't apply for two visas at the same time. It was actually incredibly stressful for Odib. I saw him going crazy. I was just wondering what it was like for you guys as well.
It was definitely probably harder for Odib than it is for us, because he had to go and find all these connections for the guy that we met in Houston that could help us out. You know what I mean?
Oh, Bill?
Yeah, which is he's a great guy, by the way. We were talking to him.
Awesome.
We talked to him for like hours. He was very cool.
Yeah, we were worried about that because internally when we were talking with him, he told us specifically right away he wants payment up front, and we were like, all right, like, did you want it in like non-sequential bills too?
Unmarked.
I don't know, man. That's just like.
Yeah, well,
So-
he
I'm glad
got
that he
the
was a
job
good guy.
done, so that's all that matters.
Oh, wow. All right. So, how did you guys come to join Carbon? So, you mentioned earlier that Tyler is from Instinct. I actually had the pleasure of traveling to 2014 CFS with
Oh, that's
Instinct
right.
to Korea. They're all really chill guys. Tyler was really awesome. Actually, we threw the frisbee around a bit, and he was probably one of the better ones. I was trying to get them all into Ultimate Frisbee. But
Nice.
how did you guys come together as a team? I know, Brandon, you've been with Carbon for a long time. Andre, you too. But the rest of the members.
So, me, like, so it's a whole story. So it starts
Yeah.
from me and Brando being in the team called Hammer Time that pretty much won everything back in the day. Like, what was it, like WEM or WCG or whatever? The old
WCG.
school WCG, right?
Yeah.
So Brando ends up joining Hammer Time, and then he gets kicked, right? And then I replace him the next year, and then I get kicked, and then I'm like, you know what, Brando, let's make a team. So we make a team, and then we pick up Famous. This is like, I don't know how long ago, like 3 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, this is back in
This is like
early,
3 years
late
ago.
2011, early 2013.
So we pick up Famous, and there it was. It was like the big three, we called it. It was like, we were all insane. We did really good. We ended up winning that year, and then we actually got rid of our other two members, Harvey and TY2K.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I don't know, we thought we could have done better if we had, better individually skilled players.
True. I know that
So
15 is pretty good. He was probably one of the better snipers I've ever seen. He clutched
Oh,
it out
yeah.
a couple of times last year in
oh yeah.
CFS 2014, so that was a pretty good addition.
So
Yeah,
we
go ahead.
ended up having like a break or whatever, for whatever drama happened, and then his team around that time just sort of died because we started coming back and we started beating them really bad. And yeah, like they kind of gave up. They're like, all right, like forget this, And they're a team that usually quits anyway when there's not like any tournaments going on at the moment,
Wow, shots fired.
They sort of wait till there's like a month left and then try to play. And then we're like, all right, like let's reach out to Tyler, and he was the first one to reach out to. We were like, let's reach out to him. And then he ended up being down. Like, we gave him a tryout, and he wanted to play, and it all worked out. And I've been trying to get him on the team forever. Like, even when I left Hammer Time, I was like, yo,
Oh,
you should come
really?
play with me and Brando. And he never wanted to because he was more about like playing with his friends, you know what I mean? And then Fat, we actually met him through our other Asian teammate that we had for WCG 2013, Nova.
So how
He was like
yeah.
friends with him, and then
Nice.
we never really noticed him because we, not gonna lie, we thought he cheated. he was unreal. I mean, he still is
Really?
unreal, yeah. So
I'm
we
surprised
honestly,
because
we were
Fat's
like, I
the
don't
youngest member of your team, right?
yeah.
Like, I mean, I
Youngest
imagine he'd
and-
probably have like the least amount of experience playing CrossFire.
Oh yeah, yeah. He hasn't even. How long's he been playing for? Brando, not even that long, right?
I think
Didn't
he's
you
been
just tell us?
competitive for like maybe
Like
a
a
year
year?
and a half. Yeah.
He's just insane. He's got raw talent. That's what it is. And he's not like he has really good aim and positioning, and he's got game sense. Like he doesn't play like he doesn't play stupid. You know what I mean? Like he's very smart.
That's amazing to hear.
Yeah, it's
I
insane.
have absolutely no game sense at all. Right now, I'm getting my ass kicked. I'm like 3 for 10 or something like that.
Nice.
3 for 5 on FFA.
The classic.
So, how does it feel with your team now? Like, I mean, you picked up the new members, you've been cohesive. Do you guys feel good about everything?
From my point of view, this is the closest I've ever felt with the team. Like, I feel like we're all like buddies now. Like, we all hang out, we all laugh, we joke about everything. We can hang out in real life and relate to each other. And then like when it comes to playing the game, we're all in sync now. I feel like, especially at the boot camp, it really like brought us together and put us all on the same page.
Yeah.
And then definitely like, even though we didn't win in Brazil, I feel like now that we know where we stand, like we're even in skill with China, we can easily beat them if we work our butts off and try. Everyone
Nice.
knows like what we have to do as a team to win, and everyone thinks that we can do it.
Nice. So walk us through the Brazilian tournament. So in one of the matches that I remember specifically, there was a break on the broadcast for like 20 or 30 minutes. You guys were up 9-2
yeah.
against a Brazilian team. I forgot which one. But all of a sudden it comes back and the Brazilians are cheering. And we thought that you guys had it.
Oh, okay. I was in gaming.
The Black Widow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
okay.
classic best half of our lives, and then we do the worst on our best side.
It
We
was
had
just
like,
it was
as a
weird.
team, we've never been like super good on Black Widow. But this tournament, like after this game that we did bad on, like Global Risk side has always been kind of weak for us, and we got 9-2, so we're like, oh my god, this is the best half we've ever had in our lives. I think we focused so much on the Global Risk side that we thought we could just like push them, do whatever we wanted the second half, and we'd still win.
Overly confident.
We were definitely overly confident. We kind of just like rushed them, play kind of stupid, not what we normally do on a Blacklist side. Because we were just like kind of like not desperate, but we're like we only need 2 rounds to tie it or 3 to win. So it's like we can do anything we want and we'll still do it.
And then they just
Which
started
wasn't the
adding
case.
up
It wasn't
and
the
adding
case.
up and adding
Like,
up.
We did that for 4 rounds, and I think they like beat us 4-0. And at that point, we're like, okay, maybe we're not playing the way we should be playing. We're messing up, we're playing stupid.
And
But at
by
that point,
time,
like
it
our
was too
confidence
late.
was a little bit down. We're like, what should we do now that we're doing this stupid stuff? So basically, we just had like a moment of like choking as a team, I guess you could say. But our first day in general was kind of rough. Like we lost to AG on Ankara, and then we like destroyed Int on Port,
Yes.
and then we fell through with losing to Pain on Black Widow. But after that first day, we're like, look, tomorrow we have to win our games so we can get out of this group stage and play in the playoffs.
Right.
So we kind of had like a talk at our hotel and just like, this is what we need to do. We got to change this and this and this.
Not be
And then
overconfident.
Not be overly confident. Play how we do online. Play how we practice to play. Let's not do stupid stuff and just play on the fly. So we kind of just went back to like how we do what we do best, basically, like
Right.
in scrims. And we just kind of like changed our pace the second day and went in, and then we won 2-0 the second day, and then getting us into the finals and semifinals against
Yeah.
Pain again.
No, that was awesome, man. You guys did amazing.
Obviously, we played Pain again in the semifinals, and we played them on Black Widow, and it wasn't even close the second time we played them. I don't think. It might have
Nice.
been. It was definitely
It was
closer.
it was like 12-7 or 12-8.
12-7, which I mean, from losing the first time to beating the 12-7 is a
Mhm.
big difference.
Yeah, it's a huge
absolutely.
difference.
No, that's amazing. It's a great boost of confidence. It sets you up great for the CFS Grand Finals, which is literally just around the corner.
Oh yeah, we're
Um,
leaving Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. You guys must be so hyped about that.
Crazy. Oh yeah, not for the plane ride, but we're hyped
Well,
to go.
yeah, the OD was just telling me it's gonna be like a 42-hour round trip. So, I mean, I wish you guys best of luck. Maybe bring
Yeah.
a book or
We definitely
I don't know.
have two 42-hour round trips, so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we come back and then
We go for
back out again.
CFS, and then we come back, and then we go 3 days later. We go to WCA, so it's gonna be the same thing all over.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. So how does this invitational compare to the other majors that you've been to?
It was better.
Oh, really?
Well, honestly, yeah. I mean, like,
The
well, because
crowd was
we haven't
great.
gone in a while. So it's been 2 years since we've gone, and the other tournaments are usually like really bad. Like, well, not really bad, but like compared to this one, like this one was just so much better because they tended to our needs. Like, you know, if our computer was messed up or if we ever had a problem, they'd let us pause the game. They'd let us
Oh,
do anything,
really?
you know, to solve that problem. And like, for some reason, every single time I've gone to China, I've had some kind of issue. Like, just my team in general has had some kind of issue with our computer, or like, you know, like the sound isn't working or something, and they don't let you like leave. They want you to just play, you know, because they're on a schedule, and they're like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it'll be different this time, but that's how it's been over in China.
Wow. No, I can imagine. It was like that in last year in Korea as well. The officials only allowed you a certain amount of time to set up your gear for the computer. After that, that was it.
Yeah,
Besides
you're
play
like
through it.
screwed. You have to play out. Yeah, if you have any problems, you have to keep playing. Yeah, it's, I don't know.
So that's actually
definitely more
really cool. I'm
friendly.
surprised about that, actually.
Yeah.
Don't usually hear about that.
Yeah, and then the actual like the way the tournament was set up with like the rounds and everything.
Hmm.
They play 11 rounds instead of 9 rounds, and I personally love that more because it shows who the better team is.
Yeah.
Because you know if you have a lot more time to come back, you know, and prove that you are the better team. Because sometimes in 9-round halves, you know, it's like you lose like 4 rounds, and you know it could be close rounds. You know, they could have been like, oh, you lost like 4 1v1s,
Mhm.
but you're still down 4-0. You know, you can't come back from that. It's difficult.
Yeah.
But yeah, the way they had the whole tournament set up was really nice.
That's awesome.
And the fact that you could play every team in like a round
round
robin. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was very cool. That was very cool as well.
At least you get to know the teams, how they play
yeah.
a little bit. So, where do you see your strengths and weaknesses compared to the other teams? I mean, you had a chance to play some of the teams already in the Invitational, but how do you see your strengths and weaknesses lined up against theirs?
I feel as a team, like we're really developed against every team except as far as China. Like China, I would say, I feel like our team right now is the best team like North America has ever presented to like a World Series, and like I feel like we can beat China on any single map except for maybe sub-base. Yeah, I feel like that's the only map that we're lacking on as far as a team. We beat them on Black Widow, which like we never expected because that's like always been known as China's best map, as well as Ankara. Mexico, we've always been a strong force on from America, so we kind of like assumed we were still going to be good at that, which we were. And then Port, although we lost it in the finals, we feel like we
So
even
one of your
spoke to
strongest?
China. It's definitely our strongest map. We talked to China after the match because the team was really friendly. We talked to every single person on their team a lot, and they told us before the event like they think Carbon is the strongest team in the world on Port.
Wow.
Even after beating us, they agreed that we are. They told us that they spent a couple hours like before the game, like watching all of our replays, all of our demos, to kind of review how we played on the map to kind of counter us as best as they could.
Right.
And I feel like even though they did counter us, we
did
could
play our
have
own
done
game.
something better
Yeah.
as a team. We did the same thing that we did like against Pain Gaming, where we kind of just like didn't play the same as we do as we're used to playing. We kind of slacked up a little bit,
Mhm.
got a little nervous because it was like the final map. We just wanted to win it, and then we kind of played into their hands at that point. It wasn't necessarily them countering us because we could have still won with them doing that. It was more so our own fault, I think. But I think we're going to learn from it and definitely come out ahead in the long run.
I have a question there. Are you actually doing the same, that you watch the replays from other teams and see their weaknesses?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we try to. Yeah.
While we were in like Texas, we watched like several demos on China and several demos on like Brazil and basically every team at the event, because we wanted to just kind of like see what their playstyle is, if they're an aggressive team, a passive team, what their tendencies are, and we didn't do it as much as we should have. We probably should have researched a lot more on China. But like when we were in Brazil, we were gonna watch like the night before a demo on like the 2 maps we were playing, and the internet there ended up being very bad at the hotel, so we couldn't like load the videos to watch or anything. So we're like, shoot, we should have done this like a couple weeks ago, I guess. But we're gonna work with what we have and try to learn what we can while we can, and then go into the match. But
So you feel you're better prepared now for the grand finals?
Oh, definitely.
definitely, yeah, definitely, I think so.
And even this tournament, it's going to be preparation. Like, I think our main focus is on WCA because that tournament has the biggest prize pool I think I've ever participated in. $200,000 for first place. That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So you know, like this tournament is going to be like another preparation for that one. So we're going to go all out on the other tournament on WCA. This tournament we're going to try to win, obviously. Like we're not going to hold back anything either, but like we're definitely going to pull out some crazy stuff for that WCA tournament.
That's awesome. So you mentioned that Subways was your worst map. Why?
I don't know if it's necessarily our worst map or it's the fact that we don't know how to really play it yet because no one in our version plays it the way that other teams do.
True.
This has a lot to do with there being armor and like latency differences. So like everyone at the Brazilian tournament there, like we all played on 10 latency, and
Right,
it's a whole nother game compared to playing like I'll have 20, someone has 90. You know what I mean? Like sometimes your internet's not good enough, and there's a lot of peak advantage in CrossFire.
Yes.
So it's only noticeable when there's ping a huge difference in latency. But when you're close like that, it's not as big, and it lets you play a lot more spots differently than what you're used to. So we're just not we were just not used to playing on like I don't know, like there's a lot more spots you can play with lower latency.
Generally, that means like if you're a sniper, you can stand still and hold an angle versus trying to have to like outplay your opponent to peek them differently. Or even a rifle, like you can stand still and try to hold an angle. Whereas online, if you stand still and hold an angle, someone will like fly around the corner and kill you before you can shoot. Type of deal.
True.
Whereas like on land, like they kind of like walk out smoothly, or I mean, there still is like very slight peak advantage, but it's nothing that's like insanely like you can't deal with it.
That's amazing. So it was a really good experience then in general, just to play with how GMs, like we take it for granted, but obviously there's still going to be a peak advantage because of the difference in latency. But on average, my ping is like
literally
2.
the only reason why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we played in New York, and we had I think the same 10, right? I think Brenda. When we I mean not New York, California, when we played West Coast for WCA National Finals. And we always thought it was our version of the game, but it's not. It's actually just the latency. That's it, literally. Because we all played on 10. We played on 10 latency against Team DRK for WCA, and it was this. The game felt the same as if we were in China, you know, or if we were in Brazil. So it's not actually our game that we thought it was. We always thought like, oh, it's like it must be our game. Our game is so much worse than the other games or something, you know. But it's actually not even that. It's just the difference in where people live. That's literally the only reason that causes it.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
So tell us more about what your favorite competitive modes are. So in CrossFire, there's only a few modes that people play seriously for competitive. Have you tried any of the other modes other than S&D? Ghost mode, for example.
I think Famous is a huge Ghost mode, or he was a huge Ghost mode player. That's how he started out playing. He was telling me, so I know he played that a lot.
I didn't really like a long time ago.
I haven't really messed with anything other than like playing Elimination, TD, and S&D.
But S&D obviously is the most fun for you guys, most competitive. You feel, I guess, that rush when you're playing competitively. You don't get that from any of the other maps or modes.
Yeah.
Okay.
S&D is definitely like the highlight of it. Whenever I play like TD, it's more just like for fun warm up. It's not like anything serious. Same with Elimination. I mean, there's like it's kind of like rounds similar to S&D, but it's nothing I would play competitive wise, just because that's nothing we're used to here. But if like say I know China, like they play competitive team deathmatch as well as elimination.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a little bit different from what we're used to.
Right.
But if it ever came around where like it started picking up popularity, we'd definitely give it a try.
Nice. Team deathmatch as competitive. Can't even
Yeah,
imagine it.
They
That's
have
crazy.
that there. Yeah.
Wow.
It's on. Yeah. It's crazy. On Mexico only though.
Wow.
Yeah, team deathmatch.
It's very strange. They only use Mexico for the team deathmatch.
And then elimination is Tombstone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
they're interesting.
So, I mean, other than, I guess, what was the biggest drive for you guys to compete this year? Like, I mean, jumping back into it, the love of competition, obviously gathering yourselves, getting a sponsor for it means you guys are pretty serious about just playing in general.
Yeah, I think the biggest drive for us is definitely competition. Like, at least for me, like 100% competition. Like all the extra bonuses are like awesome to have, like no matter what. But if we go to an event, like let's say we went to WCA Nationals, we played just Team WoW. It was only one team, and we played our best of whatever we played. And we beat them 2-0 or 3-0.
Mhm.
Like when we played an event like that, we won, and we were just kind of like, okay, good job, guys. This was really cool. But when we're playing in Brazil against the best in the world, like international wise, like we win rounds and we're yelling at the top of our lungs. Like we were so excited to just like have
Yeah.
the good competition
Yeah,
to play against the best of the teams and show like everyone how good we are compared to the other teams.
that's amazing. We're expecting big things for you guys from China.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely hoping we can live up to everything.
No. The fact that you guys are getting there, already representing us. Like, I mean, we put your pictures like everywhere. Your faces are like everywhere now.
Yeah.
Love
It's
it.
actually, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, we've blown up for sure. Like there's a ton of like interviews even from China. They're interviewing us. It's crazy.
Nice. So you mentioned earlier that you were kicked from Hammer Time, you and Andrej.
Yeah, okay, so
Yeah.
the original Hammer Time was what I was part of back in 2011. And I put the team together with like everyone that was on there.
So you
And-
put the team together and then you were kicked from it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's a long story. Like, there was player drama. Like, me and some players didn't get along because of the way I was
Yeah.
like trying to run the team. I wasn't very mature at the time. I was like 16, so I was probably doing some stupid stuff. But we ended up placing second in the world at that point. And they came back, and even though like I had the most kills or second most kills by like 2, like I did really well. But it was just like a difference of personalities at the time. But nowadays, like I don't think that would ever happen now because like I try to be a very laid back person and just like get along with everyone, and we just try to like, especially this team, like our roster is set. Like there's no reason to ever change a player from this team unless someone just decides like they can't play anymore due to like real life problems.
True. So that's actually like a really awesome start to the team. It's amazing. For this competition, what is your most favorite thing for CFS? And maybe expanded from CFS, what's your most favorite thing about global tournaments in general?
Brandon?
Did you want to touch on that?
No, you can do it.
What do you mean like favorite thing about like the events? Just like
Well, just something, anything. Like, I mean, you've already mentioned how much you love the competition itself, but outside of the competition with the other teams, what are some of the other favorites that you guys have?
I mean, by far, I would say runner up to second favorite, even most favorite thing from the event we just went at was the amount of fans that were cheering for us and like rooting for us. Because like I said before, we never went to an event where people wanted to like take photos with us like nonstop and get our attention to like just talk to us in general or sign some autographs, and just like seeing the fans, like I've never witnessed that before, and it was just like it was amazing.
The
Like
rock star feel.
we went through
Yeah.
our match with HG and we lost, and we were feeling really down.
Mhm.
We walked around the event and literally like we had hundreds of people run up to us like trying to take photos, and that was like right after we lost. And we were like, holy cow, these guys are insane. They still want to take photos with us and sign autographs after we just lost. And so after that match, like we were all feeling like so just happy, and like I don't know how to describe like the feeling, but it's just like a great feeling. We're like, this is awesome. So we went into our next match against Ints, and we were just like feeling so good and confident that we ended up like beating them 10-4 or something upward.
Wow.
So that's just like,
that's pretty cool.
yeah, it was really awesome. And then just like the fact that we get to visit all these places around the world as part of like playing a video game, it's like it's amazing. I don't know.
No, that I mean, for me, I really had fun going to Korea, but it was just the travel in general and the feel, seeing it from the other side of the camera from the other side of the screen, where you see the production that's put into these events, how much time and effort people take to put into them. It's incredible. It blows your mind. I've never experienced anything like that. It's amazing.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
definitely.
I have a question. When you started out playing competitive, were there any gamer heroes you were actually looking up to?
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
I started playing in 2011, and I believe I played publicly in 2009. So I played for 2 years just playing public games, and I didn't know like the competitive side existed at the time. I think the very first thing I ever saw was like a casted match between like Trio and Lifeline, when those were like the top two
Yeah.
teams at the time.
I was about to say that Lifeline was that Roth and Malty and all of them. I looked up to them when I was like,
Yeah, and I remember
Didn't
like
know how
I
old
was
I was.
really into like sniping back in the time. Now I don't snipe anymore, but back then I was like, there was one person on, I believe it was Lifeline. It was like Naze, and like yeah, it was Naze. Like I was watching him play, and he was like going around the map, like, and he got some quick scopes, and I was like, oh my god, this is like, how is this guy doing this? He's so good. Because that was back when I was like a public player, and I wasn't like as good, and like that was definitely like the defining moment of when I was like, I need to figure out how to get into this competitive scene. Like these guys are amazing.
What drives you to
That's
keep
my
on
story at
competing?
least.
we want to win.
True.
Yeah,
we want to
just wanna
beat
win.
China.
So above the prizes, above the accolade, above
Oh,
everything else,
yeah,
is
it
just
doesn't matter.
proving that you're the best in the world or in the game in general is what drives you to keep on playing.
Yeah, I
Definitely.
mean, it's not like we're making millions of dollars
No.
playing Crossfire, so it's definitely not the money that's keeping us playing. You know, like we're definitely not millionaires winning any. Like, you know, even if you win, you're not going to be a millionaire. That's just
True.
that's just the truth about it. Like no real gamer actually makes that much money. You know, like, well, besides like League of Legends, but
Yeah.
that's you know, that's a whole
It's
nother
disgusting.
category. Yeah. But like, I don't know, it's just the experience. Like, no one else is gonna be able to say that they did, you know, all of these things that we're able to do. Like, we're able to travel. And we're all young kids, you know, we're all young still.
True.
We're traveling the world, we're playing, we're competing, and that adrenaline rush, not a lot of people will be able to understand that either. It's insane.
That's like amazing. Just the fact that it's driven by competition for competition. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how long do you guys see yourself doing this for? I mean, like, you get older in life, you move on from different things. Obviously, you're not going to be young forever, but where do you guys see yourselves after this? After just in general.
We're gonna try to compete for as long as we can, and then, you know, I'm sure that we'll stick around in the gaming scene somewhere.
True.
But, you know, who knows, whether it be through YouTube or, you know, just playing casually or whatever, you know.
Right.
I mean, I don't really know yet. We got a long time to go. I know that
In
there's
the
a
long
guy there's a guy on HG's team that's been playing Crossfire for 6 years, you know, so
Wow.
so I
That's
mean,
on one team too. Like
yeah.
yeah.
So,
I mean, in the long run, we all want to keep playing as long as possible. As long as like there's a competitive scene to play in, like we're gonna be here playing in it.
oh yeah,
At
definitely.
least that's how I see myself. And like, if there's a way to like, continue playing games and making a career out of this in the long run after all this is over, like you'll definitely see me there if I find a way to do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Squad goals.
Yeah.
That's great. So with CFS right around the corner, what do you expect going into the Grand Finals? What do you expect the others to bring that they didn't bring for the Invitational, for example? What will you bring that you not necessarily brought to the Invitationals? How will you
Well,
prepare
we're gonna
yourselves?
play probably a lot more safe. I don't know, like try to take less risks because the rounds are. It's not 11 rounds anymore. It's 9 rounds. So
Mhm.
we're gonna try to play like we're gonna try to play clean. You know, like try to like minimize our mistakes and etc.
Not lose a single round if possible. Like
Yeah, we're gonna
just
try to
don't
win.
give any other team free rounds. Like
As-
from
and
trying to
and
get risky and make a play when we shouldn't be making a play. We should
yeah,
just be-
exactly.
yeah.
So we're just gonna play a lot more, you know, a safer style of Crossfire, but like we're still like an aggressive team.
That's what I was about to say.
So,
Is that
yeah.
from what I've seen, you guys are fairly
Oh, yeah.
aggressive. You push pretty hard up the lanes.
Yeah.
Have you practiced strats in regards to being a little bit more patient, laying off a little bit when you could have pushed?
Yeah, we have like setups, especially like when we plant the bomb
Mhm.
and everything. That, you know, if we play them correctly, we should never lose. But, you know, like people, you know, I mean, like I do this all the time. Everyone does it on our team, to be honest. Everyone in the game does it. Like, you just want to kill it. You know, you just want to kill the other players. You know what I mean? So
hold down that mouse.
So you peek out, you know, and you make a mistake, and then you get caught out, and then you know you leave your teammates. But I think it's something that's easily fixable. So I think just changing that, we're gonna win a lot more rounds, especially on the attacking side, the BL side.
Yeah.
So and then because our GR sides are really solid right now because we play it exactly like that. Like we don't over peak too much, and we don't give people we don't give people too much to work off of. You know. Like most of the time when we're on GR side, they have to rush into us, and then we have a crossfire, or like, you know, we're ready for them already, and they don't really know where to look exactly. So I think if we just clean up our BL side, then we'll be super strong going into this tournament.
Nice. How do you expect the food to be like? Okay, so everybody in North America raves about Chinese food. It's one of the staples now. It has to be. What are you expecting for it?
I'm not expecting much.
Oh, really?
I mean, anywhere you go, there's gonna be really good food and really bad food. We were in Brazil and we had some fairly bad food, and then we went out to like a restaurant as like a nicer restaurant around the neighborhood, and it was like some of the best food I've ever had.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have like that difference no matter where you go. But China, like last time we went, we had a lot of McDonald's because like we just wanted to play it safe, not eat anything like that's out of the ordinary and get sick because we don't know like if we're used to it or whatever. But if there's good food, we're gonna be eating it.
Nice.
Yeah,
you guys have been to China before. You have seen what it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very different.
We went to in 2013 we went to season 1 of CrossFire Stars, which was in Shanghai.
Right.
Shanghai was very cool. Super electronic.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Lots of lights.
Yeah. It's a huge like difference in technology for sure.
I think this one's going to be pretty exciting. The venue that it's going to be at is a little bit different. It's a huge
it looks awesome.
Dome.
It looks awesome. Yeah. I looked at the thing yesterday, and then even the hotel looks nice. You know, I mean, the hotels are actually always nice. Now that I realized it, every single time I've gone, we've stayed at like a 5-star hotel or something.
Oh, that's amazing.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, the actual venues, especially for the second tournament, WCA. Like, I don't know if you've seen that one, but it's insane. It's huge.
Really?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Something I've noticed is that Smilegate and CrossFire in general for their international tournaments, they take care of like the players better than any other game, because generally most sponsors have to pay for the plane tickets, they pay for the hotel,
and the food.
they pay for the food. Whereas like all of these tournaments for us, is covered by Smilegate or WCA or whoever hosts a tournament for us. 100% of the expenses are technically covered.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. No, I mean,
So, yeah.
definitely cool that you guys are feeling the love from Smilegate. It is really cool that they are willing to do all of that for the players. It kind of shows how important, just in general, even on the global scene, competition is. It's definitely what drives FPS games.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think any game in general, like all games thrive through esports.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's how you make the most money.
True. So this is the last weekend before the CFS Grand Finals. What are you guys doing this weekend specifically to prepare for it?
Well, I think it's kind of unfortunate timing for us because we got back home and like I got back home on Wednesday night. Thursday was Thanksgiving, so yesterday I spent the whole entire day with my family as well as all the other players on our team. Tonight, I think we're gonna try to practice, but I believe it's someone's girlfriend's birthday, so that might not happen.
It's my girlfriend's birthday today.
Birthday
I have
to her.
reservations downtown to a nice
And
restaurant.
then Saturday we should play all day Saturday. That's the plan. And then Fat told us some news that he has like some stuff he has to do on Sunday and Monday, so there's gonna be
It's not even that he has stuff to do. It's that his airport is an hour away, and he has to stay at his aunt's house in order to go there. So he has to leave Sunday to go to his aunt's house, and then he stays there till he's got to leave.
But yeah, so basically, since like we got back home, we should have like one like really good day of practice, hopefully, and hopefully like we can lock down everything on that one day.
I hope so. We're all gonna be cheering for you guys.
We'll be good.
Yeah.
We'll be good.
That's amazing.
We'll be fine.
So-
Like I said, the bigger tournament is WCA.
Yeah, true. Just warming up for that.
Oh, yeah.
any last words, any last thoughts you want to give to us? Something you want to share?
Just like to thank all the fans and our sponsor and everything for everything, and being invited to the Brazilian tournament. That was awesome. And then hopefully we get invited to more things. Like, we're always down to go and hang out and help teams get better and everything.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can try to help you guys out. We want to grow competition, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Make it a little bit bigger for North America. That's the ultimate goal, I believe.
Right.
So yeah, thank you so much for joining us, you guys. It was a real pleasure. We definitely wish you guys the best. And hopefully, well, I mean, we're gonna be here streaming all of it. We'll be watching your progress through the CFS Grand Finals. But if you guys have social media that you guys want to keep up with, we'll repost it just to keep tabs on what you guys are up to.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
yeah. We
Awesome.
all have pages that you can follow and like retweet our stuff or whatever.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
We actually share most of your stuff on our competitive Facebook. If you didn't see it, we
Oh, yeah,
actually
yeah.
have a little countdown going on right now, and we'll introduce every team member there.
awesome. That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
awesome.
Yeah. So after this, just link.
Awesome.
All right. So that was Carbon. They were just joining us. It's almost the end of our broadcast. Celestine, is there anything else that you wanted to finish up with?
Well, I wanted to mention our IGN purge. We started yesterday an event. We pretty much decided there are a lot of players that camped a few nice IGNs and didn't log in back into CrossFire. And in order that those IGNs are free again, we're going to purge them. That means if you have an account in CrossFire and you didn't log in for a long time, meaning since 2013, and you had a nice name, you should log in or it will be gone. And then after December the 9th, all those nice IGN will be available again. So December 9th is the date. Next week we have the CFS Grand Final live streaming. We start on Thursday night, and we'll stream everything live. The schedule will be definitely on the forum when it's time. And I think that's it. We talked about the Black Friday still going on until Monday. And Miss A photo op where you can win autographed Polaroids. Please check the forum. I posted example what you can use. The event got extended until December the 9th. We linked a video for the single called Hash. It's Hush, right? Oh, I'm so sorry. Pronunciation in my strong suit. Hush. You can check it out on YouTube. It's a video showing all the Miss A. Those characters are in game. And we are asking to kind of reenact scenes from the video. For example, there's a scene where Susie and all the other girls are in a subway train, and you might know that we have Union Station that looks very close. Also, you have a scene where the girls are in an apartment, and if you guys check out the Lost Castle map, there are a few furniture pieces. And pretty much post your character, your Miss A character in game, take a screenshot, then find the scene in the video and make a side-by-side and post that on Instagram with the hashtag CrossFire NA, hashtag Miss A, hashtag Hush. And those submissions can go into the winner pot for the autographed Polaroids. Was that clear enough?
Yes. We've updated the post for you guys. You'll be able to see it. You'll be able to see exactly what we mean by the side-by-side shots. Celestine took a lot of time putting it together for you. We hope to see more participation in this. Again, the prize is limited edition. They're pretty much the only ones that in existence for Miss A. I know that Smilegate itself had an event where they gave away Miss A Polaroids, but they only gave 2. We have all 4, one for each of the members. It's pretty much, I think, the only complete set that you can get.
Yeah.
All
And I-
autographed, all original.
And I actually posted a little preview. I posted a little video on our Instagram channel, actually showing those Polaroids. So check them out. They are really cute.
And again, just to review, this is Black Friday. We have some of the craziest discounts we've ever done in the game. I have 75% off, 50% off, 25% off.
And on a lot of things,
yeah,
too.
exactly. Almost everything in the game. The full list is definitely on the forums. You can take a look at it. There's just tons.
Try.
All right. That's pretty much going to bring us to the end of our broadcast, you guys. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully, you will be able to see us, join us next week. We'll have the normal GM stream at 4 in the afternoon, our normal time, but we'll be streaming CFS pretty much from Thursday on, just watching the progress of Carbon, the entire scene. It would be amazing. Thank you again, and we will see you guys next week.
Right. Next
Thanks,
week,
everybody.
Grand Finals. Go Carbon.
Oh, word. All right, cool.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks again for having us.
Thanks for showing up.